Hey guys, this is Tealus here, bringing you another one of my favorite personal heroes in Overwatch. This is Tracer. She is one of the DPS assault heroes in the game, and she, being kind of one of the faces of Overwatch, has a little bit more back history than the others. She has a more built-up story. So basically, Tracer was young, I think in her 20s, in her early 20s, when she was recruited to be a part of the Overwatch's experimental flight program. They had created this new jet that basically it was called the Slipstream, and it allows the jet to kind of teleport. And so she was recruited into this program and she began to try it out. However, um, in the early test phases of it, uh, it didn't work out. All of a sudden, the first flight, the teleportation matrix fell apart, and all of a sudden, Tracer was gone. They could not find her. And so everyone just kind of presumed that she was dead. However, after several months, she all of a sudden reappeared, and she was okay. Now, the only problem was that Tracer had kind of this weak connection to reality. Because of being in the slipstream, she had a problem of just like disappearing, almost being a ghost. She would disappear hours at a time, days at a time, and then she would be present, but she wouldn't be able to remain physical. It stumped everyone, and no one could really figure out what to do. And it wasn't until Winston is the scientist gorilla. It wasn't until Winston came in that they were able to figure out a way for Tracer to be able to stay in the present. He came up with the Chrono Accelerator, which basically acted as an anchor to keep Tracer in our time. And so even with this, Tracer was able to not only stay within her own time, but now Tracer was able to slow down time, speed it up, and this allowed her to become one of the most powerful agents in Overwatch. So here we are with the cover girl of Overwatch, and the greatest benefit she brings to the team is the fact that she can really annoy the back line of an enemy team. She can get behind enemy lines very quickly and cause kind of a nuisance for that back line. While she may not be able to deal much damage, she's going to be able to kind of distract teammates and cause them to follow her. And her entire kit is built around that, and that's what makes her so great. Now, as I said, she's not going to deal much damage with her main weapons. She is going to cause that kind of annoyance. It's like having a fly around you that you can't quite get rid of. You try and swat at it several times and you still have difficulty destroying it or, smacking it. And that's because Tracer can move so quickly because of her kit and because she has a very small hitbox. She's one of the smallest characters, if not, I believe, the smallest character in game. So she's very difficult to get a hold of and to deal with. So a part of this kit first are her pulse pistols. It's the very first item that she has are her pulse pistols. Only 40 ammo, and it doesn't do much damage. It takes an entire clip to destroy one of these robots. Now, if I want, headshots do about double the damage, so you can get about most of the damage done if you get all headshots, but getting all headshots on automatic weapons can be very difficult. So she's able to poke and prod and do a lot of poke damage for the team with her kit. That's what she does best. Alright, just missed the last shot there. But this is Tracer. This is what she's able to do. Looking into her kit, because this is what really makes Tracer, brings the benefit towards the team, is her first ability is Blink, which allows her to blink really quickly. Now, please note that if you blink, it blinks in the direction that you're moving. So if you're strafing, it's going to blink in a different direction. That time I was using both the strafe right and forward buttons at the same time, and she went in a diagonal to the right direction. Now if I'm backpedaling, it'll blink backwards. And you can even see the trail there as I blink backwards. or if you're strafing to the right, it'll blink to the right. And basically using these to keep your opponent off guard is what makes Tracer excel. Now, do note that she has 3 charges of this blink, and it does recharge pretty quickly, but be sure you keep mind of how many charges of blink you have, because if you just burn all your charges really quickly, you may find yourself in a position that you don't want to be in, and then Tracer ends up dying just because she loses the best part of her mobility kit. Now, her second ability is recall. So if you do burn all 3 blinks, you can recall back to where you were. And that is on a 11-second cooldown. And that's where it starts to get frustrating, is you start attacking someone inside a base, you blink forward, but then you rewind, and then you can come in a different door and attack someone. These kind of manipulation techniques are where Tracer is going to find her stride and become very powerful and annoying. And that's what Tracer does best. I really enjoy playing Tracer like this, and it's fun to just kind of, you know, almost like how much I like Lucio and is able to dodge and weave in between the opponents. Tracer kind of does that same thing on the back line and just kind of messes with people. Now, her ultimate ability is called Pulse Bomb, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrible at aiming this thing, and it is my biggest weak point in playing Tracer, is nailing this. So, she kind of lobs it out in front of her, very short. So, if you don't stick it, you're gonna have trouble. So the idea is to get in there and to get it on someone, and that time I just blinked right past the robot, so I couldn't even get it there. But I can go in there and see I already missed it, and you can pop the explosion off really quickly. It is something that you can escape from. So if you miss it, you can pretty much guarantee that you might not get a kill out of it, unless people aren't paying attention, and you're lucky enough. You might not get a kill out of it if people aren't paying attention. So that is why it is very important to actually stick the pulse bomb rather than just whiffing it like I did here. Let's see if I can whiff twice in a row. Got him that time. And as you can see, I can move backwards all the way using recall to get out of the blast range, which makes it very useful. Now, if there are multiple enemies in range, it does a lot of damage to people around them. So it's something you can count on. But this is Tracer's play kit. It's just to cause havoc on the back end and kind of throw the team for a loop. And it's very good against camping heroes, especially the defense heroes. She can kind of be a counter to them as they sit back. Junkrat lobs his grenades, or, you know, Hanzo and Widowmaker are doing nothing but trying to do snipes. You're able to get behind them and really deal some damage in their face and cause them to panic. Now, Widowmaker can whip out the automatic weapon really quickly, but Hanzo, if you get behind a Hanzo, they will panic, because if they don't hit a scatter arrow really quickly on the character, you can pretty much expect that Hanzo to die, because he's not going to be able to catch the Tracer or hit the Tracer unless he's pretty lucky with his shots. Such is the issue of being a close range sniper. So that is Tracer. She is a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with her. She can be difficult to work out. Like I said, I'm still working on the pulse bomb, trying to figure out how it works, but otherwise, Tracer is a great hero. I hope you guys enjoy her in Overwatch, and she is a lot of fun. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys out in Overwatch. I will catch you guys later. Tearless out.